call to order this Traffic Safety Advisory Board meeting on, what is today, the January 8th at 6 o'clock. Let's see. 1B, audience participation. Anyone wishing to speak during the discussion of an item listed on the agenda must complete an audience participation form. Please complete the form and give the form to the secretary, and the chair will call on you when that item is discussed. You will have 3 minutes to make your comments. And let's see, 1C, call to action regarding regarding minutes from September 4th, 2005 meeting. Can I get a second on that?
I'll second it. I'll second it.
Okay, and call a vote. Aye. Okay, all in favor? All right, moving on to business for tonight. Item 2A, discussion regarding eastbound Bailey Boswell and Basswood. On this particular topic, I had a city member ask if it would be possible to put a right turn lane or have a right turn lane, since a lot of that traffic is turning right onto Basswood. Could help possibly mitigate the traffic right there.
You're talking about coming off of Bailey Boswell onto Basswood?
Yes.
So you're talking about specifically, so constructing a new lane?
That or making that right lane into a turn lane.
Okay.
I think that a lot of the traffic is turning right, and the ones who are usually going straight are mostly in that left lane. I know that, it can take that one person going straight, and you have all these people wanting to turn right, and next thing you know, it's backed up to the railroad track
Okay.
right there.
Yeah, we can probably have the city engineer take a look at that and see what it would take. If it were to actually require an additional pavement lane, we'd have to look at easements and utility structures
See if
underground.
it's justified.
Yeah, all of that. So it could be pretty complicated in that regard. But at the least, I guess we could make it a right turn and straight lane, designated as that, with some sort of signage, either on the pavement or a street sign. But we'll ask them to kind of take a look at that and see.
Okay.
Is it mostly so people can, I guess have it dedicate, be able to have like a right turn arrow at that light, or just have
No, how the guy told me or explained it to me was that, you have so many people waiting to turn right, and then you have that one person that's going straight. Next thing you know, the traffic's backed up so far, especially during rush hour. It'd be nice to have that as like only turning, but then I told him I'd bring it up in the meeting, for this meeting or whatever, and see if it's something that's justifiable, because then you're also talking about possibly backing up that left lane, so.
Well, I could see us doing it, but we're gonna have to look at it, see what, and then how we're gonna pay for it if we were to do it.
Right. Yeah, he didn't know if we could possibly just turn that right lane into turn only, or if there is enough traffic that would be turning right to have add an additional turn lane.
Just from looking at it myself, I don't think we could do that, because then you would have people that would be in the right-hand lane and then realize that they're going straight, so then they're gonna have to go into the left lane, and it's gonna create more problems.
Gotcha, okay.
Accidents and whatnot. I see a lot of that at an old Decatur. People go down to Cromwell Marine Creek. The left lane's the left turn lane, but then there's still a lot of people that still try and go straight there. And these problems.
Okay,
But we can look at it and see.
okay.
We have a similar issue, as you can imagine, right here, going out to the boulevard from McElroy, where we really don't have the room, or the roadway capacity needs to be able to they need to be able to make a decision to either go straight or turn. And it creates a lot of congestion if you were to say right turn only. A lot of people stack up in the left lane because they know that somebody gets over there, they may be blocking a lot of people trying to turn right on red, but, and then especially if there's a train across the road here,
Oh, yeah.
it becomes even more important not to block the right-hand lane or to make it, to restrict it, so. But here we have the luxury of actually being able to design a future roadway construction project that's gonna hopefully add a right turn lane, a designated right turn lane.
Okay.
Up there at Bailey, Boswell, and Basswood, I'm not sure yet, but let's see, like Paul said, we'll take a look at it.
Okay, sounds good. All right, moving on to 2B, people speeding on High Country Trail. On this one, had requests of flashing speed limit signs through there, just because before, say you're on the other side of Basswood and you want to go straight, it was 30 miles per hour, and then it's a drop to 20 right, once you cross that intersection. So I think that they believe that people still think it's 30 through there. Is that something that we can?
Yeah, so you're talking about where it dropped from the 30 down to the 20.
Mm-hmm.
So this has been discussed in city council and things like that back before, and I think we discussed it at one of the first meetings where we don't have the traffic diagrams and stuff like that to enforce the 20. Okay, so even though the signs in the city and the residential areas say 20, we enforce 30.
Okay.
Because if we enforce anything under that, the prosecutors will dismiss the ticket by law. Even if you go by law and you look at the rule and things like that, you can only drop it down to 25. So the officers do enforce the 30 miles an hour, but if they're not doing at least 30, they're not going to make that traffic stop. And that's on all the residential streets.
Is that something that we want to, like, that we should keep as 30, or I guess making drivers aware, like by using, what was brought up was flashing speed limit signs, just saying, hey, this is the speed limit now.
Corey, that'd be up to Public Works if they wanted to put a flashing sign there or not. So I'm not sure how he wants to.
So, we can put up whatever as flashing, but the thing is funding.
Right.
I believe the flashing speed limit signs are around $1,500 a piece. Flashing stop signs are $2,000 a piece. But if that's the way we wanna do it, we can put up a flashing speed limit sign, hoping it'll help, but can't guarantee it.
Right.
Basswood has two 30-mile-an-hour signs before you get to High Country Trail. One's a flashing and one's not, and they still write tickets every day right there. So, it really just depends.
Okay.
Maybe on High Country, put that reminder speed limit sign in between, like in the middle of the whole streetway. Because a lot of times people turn and they don't look because they're looking elsewhere. And then they get down halfway down the road and go, oh my gosh, yeah, it's 20. Maybe reminder speed limit signs would work for now.
I think there's a speed limit sign just past the pool. I think there is a speed limit sign. That's the nearest location to put one because of the parking lot of the community pool.
Right. Gotcha.
There should be a speed limit sign there, but I can
There is.
check and make sure.
That should be visible too. As soon as you cross that intersection, you should, if you're looking for it,
It should be there.
Okay.
I was just mentioning, like, from the pool, as you're going down the street, before you head up to the school, like in between, that area, put a reminder sign there.
Is there another one?
Yeah, so there should be one right by the pool, and then there should be another I believe there's another speed limit sign just past, what is that, Stafford Station? Right by the park, I think there is another speed limit sign right there.
Okay.
So that's right before you get to the park and the school. And
Oh.
then there's a speed limit sign for the school zone, right there, by the, parking lot of the school.
Okay. Okay, moving on to C, this is basically the same thing, speeders on Grand Central. Same thing brought up there that, you know, the change of the speed. So I guess that would fall under the same issues. Where's the first speed limit sign once you cross over Basswood onto Grand Central?
So it should be 20 or 30 feet from the intersection. It should be pretty close. It's not far.
Okay, and there's two?
There,
Also?
There should be one there, and then there should be another one just past
That stop sign?
Trinity Trail. Yes,
Okay.
Down on the other end?
yes.
Okay.
What,
when
what
you
would
look at-
something like that be, like, how would you go about trying to find out if it's justifiable for the $1,500 flashing speed limit signs? Like, what would make that?
Really, it's, I mean, as long as we have the funding and we, you know, I'm told to just, let's do it, we'll do it. But so when it comes to the flashing lights, we're learning that you have to be careful exactly where we're placing them. So some of these are flashing and it's affecting homes that we install. So that's like something, Prairie Moon and Cattleman, we've ordered the signs, we installed the signs. Signs were up for 3 days. Homeowner on Old Wichita, that flashing light is going right into his house. So right now, those lights are turned off, waiting for this meeting tonight to discuss, how do y'all want to handle that? This homeowner is complaining about the flashing red lights in his windows of his house. It's affecting.
Just one homeowner?
Yes. Well, it's the only one that's complained is one. He says it's affecting his kid's bedroom sleep and it's going into his living room.
They don't have shades?
Right.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, because it was the residents of Prairie Moon that asked, that whole
Well, I mean,
subdivision that asked for all this.
Look at it as a lawyer, you know, my client got in an accident and there was nothing there telling him to slow down because the homeowner couldn't
Well,
sleep.
the stop
Look at the
signs,
lawsuit against the city.
the stop signs were there.
Yeah.
The stop signs were there. We took the old stop signs down, put the flashing stop signs.
Right.
Now the homeowner's complaining. He's the one who has the issue. I was bringing that up tonight because as of right now, they're unplugged.
Gotcha.
But I'm
Can
surprised
that one be moved to the Grand Central or the other one?
could we?
Is it possible? Is it an option? That way you don't have to spend $1,500?
Yeah, I mean, we can pull those and put them on Grand Central. I don't know if it'll affect anybody on Trinity Trail.
I mean, it's budget season now, right? So we can start working on some budgets.
Yeah, so if we put the flashing stop signs on Grand Central at Trinity Trail, it could be the same issue. It might be flashing around somebody's front door, the front windows of their house.
So can we put a stop sign with some flags up?
Stop signs are there.
No, with flags?
But we can put flags on them.
I'm just throwing stuff up in the air. I'm just
Right. Yeah, no,
helping
that makes sense.
the discussion.
I have a question on the flashing stop sign. Is there a way to dim the lights, or is it just a set? Okay. But no, I do like his idea of the flags, because just because there's new flags up, people all of a sudden, hey, they all of a sudden see it, because there's a change.
That makes sense.
We can add flags. Is that something that we're going to keep up year round? We'll be replacing flags every month or two. Is that something that we?
I mean, if it's something that is affecting the homeowner so much that, I mean, it's justifiable to, not have the flashing stop sign. I mean, maybe keep them up for a couple months, then remove them for a couple months so that there's constantly the change. I don't know on that. I think it's,
I mean, we're out flushing hydrants pretty much a lot, right? You're on my street today, somebody was. I don't know if you're doing sampling or what, but you're there and change out a flag. I mean, how often you flush it, every couple months or something? Yeah. I understand your job. I know your job, right? So I'm just making suggestions or recommendations. I'm just throwing ideas out.
So, we don't actually have the Prairie Moon location item on the agenda. However, since we're already on the subject, we probably ought to just go ahead and kind of see if we can resolve it. So, as Corey said, 3 days after we constructed those lights with the flashing stop signs, the resident complained. That's not an uncommon thing to happen when you put flashing lights like that in residential areas. Even sometimes when we've put like a new street light on the corner of somebody's, residential street, they complain about it being too bright. So, again, it's not uncommon. What we were suggesting, since the HOA came to this committee and requested the flashing stop signs, and they also came to a council meeting back in September, and the council, did approve that expenditure. Our suggestion is that this resident go back to the HOA, since he's part of that HOA, go to the HOA and appeal to them as to whether that stays in place or not. We can utilize those signs somewhere else, and frankly, they are pretty bright. I can kind of see where it could be a nuisance to somebody immediately next to them. And I would say, frankly, I don't know of any, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know of any evidence or study that shows that the flashing stop signs create a higher level of compliance than just a regular stop sign without flashing lights. Do y'all know of anything? I mean, obviously, it brings your attention to it, focuses your eye on it, but it's kind of the same old thing that people get used to it, and they go through there every day, and if they know that the police officers are likely not to be there 90% of the time to enforce that stop sign, there's going to be people that are going to cruise right through it whether those lights are on or not. So the effectiveness of it is not necessarily a proven thing, and but granted, it could make everybody aware, at least for a short time, and get them in compliance for a short time, especially the fact that those are newly erected stop signs there at that intersection. And the other intersection down a little bit farther down too.
on that topic, actually, is there a way to like schedule the timing, like maybe during a certain time of day, they're flashing, but they're off at night when there's not as much traffic? No? Okay.
Corey, you said it's the people on, I'm looking at the map right now, it must be that corner house on Old Wichita and Cattleman, where
Yes, it's 1523 Old Wichita.
yeah, it's that house right on that corner, and it's basically, it's across the street even from that, so I can't believe it's
So,
affecting
so
them
where,
that
where
much.
that stop sign is on the corner, and that light is flashing into the back side of their house and through windows on the side of the house. And that was the complaint.
I kind of agree with Lee, is we take this back to their HOA and figure out what they want to do.
I was going to ask, what's the city council's stance on that? Because they approved putting up and spending the money for it, I'm assuming. And like the HOA is the one that requested it, it kind of goes back to the HOA. Well, they wanted it, so if the HOA is asking us now to take it out, rather than one individual homeowner going around the HOA.
From a council standpoint, I mean, you know, if the HOA came back and said, well, you know, okay, you don't want the flashing lights, we'll relocate it somewhere else. I mean, that's fully support doing that. The biggest thing with the HOA there was people going into the school back in there were just, people were flying through there, the people that are on the Fort Worth side of it were just, they're using it as a cut through and the traffic has been really bad through there.
So there was a reasoning for, I mean, putting it up originally, so
Like I
Kinda
said, it's
tough.
the HOA that came in and requested it.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so it really, I don't think, I mean, officially, I don't know that it matters to us whether that's a flashing stop sign or not. And, you know, but we also don't want to be, you know, annoying residents with it.
What surprises
And-
me is it's the house on Wichita that is complaining when it's really, it's close to the one on Vaquero. That it's like right in their backyard and they're not complaining, so.
There's certainly probably a good, you know, a time and place for those those types of signs, though. You know, the one that probably draws really good attention and serves a big purpose at Basswood and Blue Mountain Road, going going as you're crossing westbound to go past the high school. You know, it alerts you to that speed limit, and that's obviously an area where there's a lot of children crossing the road and going back and forth at certain times of the day, of course. And in the mornings, I know while it's still dark in the wintertime, there's pedestrians up and down those roads, so, and bicyclists. So that one doesn't, you know, that one's placed where it's facing out to that large intersection. It's not going to annoy anybody. When you get into strictly residential neighborhoods, I've seen it before in a number of places like that where those lights are pretty bright and they can come right through curtains or shades. But, I mean, if everybody's in agreement that we turn it back on, we'll do that. It was our suggestion, though, just to refer the complaining resident back to the HOA and just see what they say, since they had requested.
I mean, if that's an area where they do have issues with people running it, then maybe that's where the flags could come into play, and then, you know, put that flashing stop sign at a place where it serves a good purpose, kind of like the Basswood ones.
Yeah, we can, you know, we will certainly, I mean, the police department's well aware of the traffic issues there, and have, I think, you know, they've been up there enforcing the new stop sign when they can, so we'll continue to do that.
All
So,
right.
just so you know, I did run a few numbers, just because we ended the year, so that makes it a little easier to do that. So if you look at just December, there was 25 citations written on Grand Central, but there was 1,413 written there last year on
Oh, wow.
Grand Central alone. We actually ran the statistics on that. That was a 49% increase from the year before. I would tell you that 49% increase is not due to more traffic violations. It's due that the police department staffing has come up to par. And we were able to assign a traffic officer too. That's his purpose out there, is to run traffic and make sure that people stay safe and things like that. But I also found, just because it was on your agenda, there was 15 citations written on High Country and 51 written on Park Center in December. But your totals, just for y'all's information, the totals for the year of 2025 throughout the city, there was 11,669 citations written within the city limits, and the total number just for December citywide was 869 citations. So as a police department standpoint, December, that's a pretty impressive number, and the reason for that is because just like everywhere else, December, we have a lot of officers off, they take vacation, we have the holidays, we have all that. So 869 citations within the month of December, and that's a short month, just due to the low staffing for the holidays and people being off and everything. So the officers are over there, is kind of what we wanted to show you. They are doing what they can to enforce it, you know, minus the call volumes and the things like that that we have to deal with. But that was more, I put it together just so y'all had it for some information.
And that was just on High Country?
High Country was 15 citations in December.
Oh, in December.
Grand Central was 25, and Park Center was 51 in December.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. That's good
Our
information.
traffic enforcement, dedicated traffic enforcement officers were in and out, 200, I believe, for a bit too, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it came out as a lieutenant over there, those are pretty impressive numbers, considering the staffing and the days we had and things like that. So what that tells you in a short layman's terms is that the officers are working at it.
Oh, yeah, I see you guys on Grand Central and Basswood all the time.
It is probably, it's a very highly worked area, for sure.
You had a supervisor over there this afternoon.
That's good.
Sitting at a four-way. I mean, I passed him. I mean, he turned around right in front of me as I was trying to pull out. I mean, we're not gonna get into the, he didn't have a signal on thing, but it's a, you know, that was a joke. But, he sat there and, you know, people, and I had my Google Maps on and my thing kept popping up, there's a cop there, there's a cop there, there's a cop there. You know, so they're noticing.
Correct, and I didn't mean to jump ahead of you, because I know Park Center is on your agenda, but I just run the numbers on everything over there, just kind of see where we stood. I just thought, plus the yearly numbers, because we just started a new year, might be some beneficial information that we could pass on to
Yeah,
y'all about
definitely.
kind of how the traffic enforcement is going throughout the city.
Is the fees are a deterrent? Are they dismissed? What is the fee for running a stop sign or something? I know
So
I know
as
it
an
varies.
officer, we have, if I was to write you a citation, I have no idea what the price of that is.
Right, I understand the judge sets it after.
And well, the price is set, you know, depending upon what the violation is. The price is set already.
Right.
Now, whether the judge chooses to enforce or dismiss that is completely up to them. I'll tell you that I don't think any of our officers ever follow what they do with it after that. Kind of the way we view that is our job is to enforce the traffic, and whatever decision the officer makes, once he's done with that stop, we're kind of done with that, and we just move on through our day.
Usually the price of the ticket, usually it's a deterrent more or less, is where I was going with that.
Well,
I didn't know if it was a $50 ticket, and like, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's just law enforcement, period. Like, if I put you in jail, hopefully jail is the deterrent
Right.
that you don't want to come back,
Right.
correct? So if we write the citation, you know, obviously the cost of the citation and the time that we've taken away from your day on the side of the road, hopefully is the deterrent to help people drive safer, correct?
Okay. All right.
I have one more thing on the Trinity Trail, Grand Central, on that intersection. The lines that are painted in the road to where you're supposed to stop behind, are those lines painted there?
No,
I don't-
at the stop sign, there's not.
I don't think
no.
there is.
Oh, are we on,
On,
you're on 2D?
Yeah, 2D.
Okay. Yeah, no, right there, because I did go check it out, because it's right around the corner from me, and there's not a line painted.
Because I've noticed throughout Saginaw, there's a lot of intersections where they're not painted anymore, they're faded out, even the center lines. But I know over by Saginaw High School, some of those have been repainted, but I didn't know if that's the ISD that did that or not. Can we look at getting all the intersections repainted to where the line is visible and they know they're supposed to stop behind the line? Because if it's not visible, it's like, I didn't notice there was a stop sign on the side of the road. Because I've been through there before when there wasn't a stop sign, and then after it got put up, I was like, whoa, there's a stop sign here now. Yeah.
Yeah, we can look at that, and Corey can correct me if I'm wrong, but usually every year before school starts, that's obviously a major concern because of all the kiddos crossing and things like that. So if we do notice around the schools, that's why when you get closer to the schools, you'll see it, because we do request the crosswalks and things like that for the schools to get the kids across the street and stuff like that, that we get those painted and everything for the
Right.
safety of the children.
Even the intersection at Basswood and High Country, a lot of those lines are faded out for the crosswalk and the stop.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see, on that topic as well, on 2D, the lighted stop sign at Trinity and Grand Central. The other suggestion, I mean, even since that person complained about the lights being too bright, and with that specific spot being right in front of houses, maybe even like the little bumps like that are on Basswood before those stop signs that are an issue spot. I mean, I see it on Grand Central constantly, but I guess, I don't know if it's just people in a hurry or they don't know that it's there, but I've seen quite a few running that stop sign at Trinity Trail and Grand Central. I don't know, is that something else that we can maybe look at? That's more cost effective, right?
Is there a stop sign on Grand Central at Trinity Trail or just at Trinity Trail?
It's on Grand Central at Trinity, on Trinity.
Three-way stop.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we can look into, getting some rumble buttons or,
That'd probably be cheaper than the flashing stop sign, wouldn't you say?
yes.
I mean, I feel like they were semi-effective on Basswood. I don't see near as many people running the Grand Central intersection, so maybe that's something that we can look at instead of,
Maybe talk to Trent and see, if we could, I don't know if we can cut some grooves into it too to kind of just give it some vibration.
Right, yeah, I'll check on that.
okay.
I know people don't like the noise, but
Are the little bumps, are they that loud? I feel like it more vibrates your car more than makes that big of a noise, right? It's really loud.
Not real loud, but you hear it.
we didn't,
Gotcha.
get many complaints when we put them in Basswood that we thought we were going to get.
I mean, we live in Saginaw. You would think that the trains would be worse than the rumble bumps. What trains?
We do more raised cross like we have in the new roundabout here.
Mm-hmm.
It's not very high, but if you're doing over 15 miles an hour and you hit it, you know it.
Oh, yeah, the one on Basswood, it's definitely effective, for sure. Okay, moving on to 2E, speaking of Basswood, sidewalks on Basswood. I guess on this, we just need an update on that progress. I know we were looking into the easement and,
Corey may have more information on this, but we did receive a tax dot grant for that,
mm-hmm,
but it's not funded, I don't believe, until 2028.
oh gosh,
So
wow, that's a long
it's in
time.
the design phase now. They're trying to figure out if they gotta relocate the utilities or anything like that.
Okay,
But we did receive grant funding for that.
for 2028? Goodness. Is there any way there's no way to move that forward, huh?
Only if we wanna pay for it.
Ah,
So I
That's
had
the
asked
kicker.
if we could pay for it and get reimbursed, and they said no.
ah, well, dang, okay. I mean, eventually it's better than nothing, I guess. Okay, 2F, traffic backup causing blocking at Spring Hill at Old Decatur Road, possibly putting in do not block intersection signs. Was this something that you brought up?
It was more of, Haslets, little X's and don't park here type thing in front of their fire station along that road on Blue Mountain.
So right now, there's an existing do not block intersection sign, but people just ignore it. And Jimmy was requesting possibly getting some pavement painting on there to mark where the intersection is.
It's been on the agenda 3 times, and I'm just still waiting on an update on something.
Yeah, so, the guy that we normally use for striping, he came in, he took care of everything, did a couple of projects for us. He left, he went on another project. As of right now, I'm still waiting to hear back.
But it's something that can be done now, right?
Yes,
Oh, okay,
yes.
that's all.
Yeah,
I heard.
so,
That's all
so
I
if you
heard.
go, if you're on 156 and you're in Haslett, as you're going into Haslett, you'll see that there's a brand new neighborhood, and they just totally checkered the intersection.
Yep.
Well, that's what we did. Kimley Horn drew up the design, gave it to us, we have it printed out, we gave it to the, striper, we're just waiting on him to come back from the holidays.
Beautiful, thank you.
Cool. All right, item 2G, speeders and drivers passing other vehicles on Park Center. Is this what we were talking about? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's covered a lot under what we were talking about, whether we were talking about the Grand Central, the High Country, the Park Center, things like that. We enforce what we can as much as we can, but the honest truth is this: if I put an officer over there for another hour, it's going to be like driver's ed up and down Park Center. But if that officer leaves to go to lunch, and 5 minutes after he's gone, people are going to, you know what I mean? So we control what we can throughout the city, but, I mean, I can't have an officer sitting there 24/7. And unfortunately, no matter what street we talk about, that's going to be the issue.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only thing I can see on that street, I know for a long time there wasn't even a center line, and we put the center line in to try and deter some of that. And just because that road's so wide, the only other thing I can see doing is striping like a bike lane or something in there so people.
There's not-
It's only one lane of traffic in each direction.
Oh, okay. And there's currently not, I'm not familiar with that. I don't drive that road often.
That was added after our garage, yeah,
What's the speed limit on that street?
20.
20? Oh, okay.
So that center line at night has faded in certain areas. I really liked what we did in the park, where we have the yellow road reflectors. Maybe that's something we could probably do for Park Center and Grand Central. Maybe that could help some, especially at night, with people going around other people. Daytime, people just, they do it, and it's crazy, but I'm happy to hear about the enforcement. I know you guys are gonna continue to do what you do, and we honestly do appreciate it.
Okay, moving on to 2H, funding for signage. I think this was something, Clayton, that you brought up, that you wanted added to the agenda. You want to elaborate on it? I don't remember.
No, I was just thinking something educational wise. I don't, and Lee, didn't you mention something that they were already working on for the
What's,
social media?
this is 2H and 2I, is that actually the same
Maybe.
thing?
But going on funding for signage, I think you guys as a board, you could kind of, now that we're gonna be slowly getting into budget season, kind of come up with areas that you would like to see these flashing stop signs or other signs, and come back so we can do a line item in the budget for the signage, so we can get money budgeted, you know, additional money for signage and stuff than what we're doing right now. Because this committee's fairly new, and in the past, we just haven't had anybody really requesting stuff with this.
Is this something that, let's see, because that goes, we can't really discuss it outside of here, correct? So is there a proper place or something that we could put our heads together to come up with areas for those that is okay to talk about?
I mean, you guys could each send something in to Vicki, and she could compile a list and then put it on the next agenda.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea.
For January, so March would be the next meeting, and we really won't be digging into budget stuff until a couple months after that. So, basically compile that and then have it on the agenda for the next meeting to kind of tweak it, finalize it, so.
Okay, yeah, let's do that then.
How's the replacing of all the street signs in Saginaw? Was that happening, or was it just in certain neighborhoods?
Yes, it's ongoing. There's been quite a few. Do you know how many they've got up?
So once we get the new design, we installed around 90 street signs, in Highland Station. A couple that were missing on the older part of town. Right now, there is over 100 signs that have been submitted. We're waiting on the sign order to be completed. But yeah, we have, I think $7,500.
I think it was like a 4-year plan to get all the street signs replaced.
Right.
Yeah,
Wh-
we have around $7,500 just for those street signs that we have added to the budget, just replace and upgrade those types of new ones.
The railroad subdivision Highland Station was the worst. They were all faded
Right, and that's where I was looking at, similarly with the, like the stop signs, if they're old and faded, what the budget would be on replacing those, not necessarily with electronic ones, but with static ones. So,
As we see the bad stop signs, that they are replaced.
okay,
Some people will request, say that it's really bad and it can be a road that we don't go down very often. But we try to do a sign evaluation at night, once every 6 months or so, to try to make a list, and then we'll attack what's worse.
thank you.
Okay, so, 2I, is that, we still want to talk about that? Or was that rolled into, okay.
Yeah, I was just trying to think of ideas, a way we can help train not just the citizens of Saginaw, but the motorists that also drive through Saginaw of what safer ways to travel are, rather like obeying the speed limits, stop signs, and being courteous. Yeah. I don't necessarily have any specific ideas, hey, we should do this, but I know with the social media, that's one great way. If we can get something developed and then out there to where people are talking about it, because if they're talking about it, then they kind of know it, so hopefully they start doing it.
Yeah, I mean, y'all noticed, I'm sure most of y'all follow our PD Facebook page. We can get together next week and come up, you know, because sometimes we'll throw stuff out there like the Lockhide Take around the holidays, and things like that. We could always put together a Facebook post that just says, you know, something about, being courteous and observing the traffic laws and stuff, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure we can come up with something between several minds, and we can throw a Facebook post out there for sure.
We have a video person on staff now too, so come up with some stuff. The videos seem to get more people's attention than anything else.
Our communications section has done some tremendous work on getting stuff out on the website and social media and Facebook, and our viewership has gone up exponentially over the past year, I think. So now, right now, with school traffic cutting back in, I think is a good time to probably start some of those conversations and see where that goes. But it's always something we can probably improve on and get more information out on. But I'll check with our communications folks, see if they can't just start putting little blurbs out every now and then, and like you say, just get people to look at it and acknowledge it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, on that, even just, parking in front of fire hydrants. I don't know if that's an issue multiple places, but I know that, I have one in my yard, and the amount of people that park in front of it is absurd. Like, I want to go put a little ticket myself, write something out there, hey, don't be a jerk. You don't park here. So yeah, any kind of educational videos that you guys, I know I see them whenever y'all post stuff, so.
You need to get some pictures out there like they do in New York. If somebody parks in front of a hydrant and there's a fire, they just bust the windows and put the hose through the car.
There you go. That might work. Okay. Are there any topics that we want to add to the next agenda that we know of right now that we want to not talk about, but to request to add?
I think your sign budget definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I have that one written down for sure. Okay, I guess if there's anything that comes up between now and the next meeting, then we can email Vicki and request that it's added. Okay, last thing is call to adjourn the meeting. Good? Awesome.
Make a motion, have somebody make a motion.
Yeah.
Somebody want to make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I make a motion, we close.